Hello everyone, I'm forecaster Nathan Kitchens here with the Convective Weather Storm Chasing and Forecasting team. I'm new to the team and I'm very excited to begin these video forecasts, and I hope you find them very beneficial and very interesting. I will try to do these here on a fairly regular basis. So let's get right into the forecast. The big story, of course, is the brutal cold that's just dominating across the eastern U.S. I mean, just temperatures that are just ridiculous. Single digits here across the Ohio Valley on this Thursday afternoon. We have 20s all the way down through Atlanta, Georgia right now, 24 degrees. Temperatures all the way down through southern Florida. You guys are certainly feeling the cold here. 50s across southern Florida. That is very cold for you guys, to say the least. 59 right now in Miami, Florida. And temperatures tonight are going to get brutal once again. I mean, this is really serious stuff. You got to take this very seriously. You got to make sure you're prepared for this kind of stuff. I mean, if you have to be outside for any period of time tonight, I mean, you have to make sure you cover all exposed skin. Leave your faucets dripping. Doing little things like that can certainly save you from big problems. So let's take a look at temperatures tonight. I mean, it's going to get brutal. This is off the NAM computer model, courtesy of TropicalTidbits.com. You see temperatures dipping down once again into the negative teens. And let me make it clear here, these are actual temperatures. This is not the wind chill. This is not including the wind chill. This is the actual temperature for tonight. You can see negative teens here across central and eastern Kentucky, and I actually think this is pretty conservative because last night we had a report of negative 22 down here in Kentucky, and with the high pressure overhead, clear skies, light winds through most of the night, temperatures could get as low as negative 20 pretty easily, I think, in parts of eastern Kentucky where you really will be right under that high pressure. You guys could get as low as negative 20 tonight. I mean, this is really some just incredible, really incredible cold, to say the least. And let's not leave the southeast out because you guys are going to be shivering as well. I mean, this is crazy. All the way down through Florida. Look at Orlando, Florida, getting down to below freezing tonight. 32 all the way down almost to Tampa. My goodness. And 30s all the way down to Miami as well. You're forecasted to get down into the upper 30s tonight. Your record, I believe, is 41 degrees. You guys look to be shattering that record tonight. So, really incredible stuff. Now, the next thing we need to turn our attention to is potential for some nasty wintry weather. We got to really focus on this for starting later tonight, throughout the day on Friday night, and into Saturday. That's the time frame we have to really watch the Mid-South through the Ohio Valley and eventually the Northeast for a wintry system to cause major impacts to travel. We have a winter storm warning out for the entire state of Tennessee here. We have winter storm watches up through Kentucky, southwest Indiana, and you can see a winter weather advisory as well here across central and southern Missouri, advisory here for northern Mississippi, Alabama, and throughout portions of Arkansas. For the potential for ice and sleet, it's going to be a big mess potentially for tomorrow, and you need to be aware. You need to be aware of this and be prepared. First, I'm going to show you this setup here. We have a short system coming down from the north here, down across the Rockies. Your jet stream right through here, and where you have the digging setting up here, this will allow the jet stream to kind of go up on the other side, kind of a seesaw effect. I like to think of the jet stream as a waterbed where you press down on one end, guess what? It's going to go up on the other end, and that's exactly how it works here. But there is a main difference in the modeling today from what the modeling had just a day ago. Basically, when the system digs through here, the models don't have to dig it quite as much, and are showing a much more suppressed system, a system that will track more to the east versus going up to the north. I know this map looks really messy here. I apologize. But anyway, the main point here is that the system will be tracking more towards the east versus shooting up to the north like the models had been suggesting into a big amped up storm. And main reason here is because we have a snowpack. We have a nice snowpack here across this whole region. And meteorologically speaking, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for a low to just cut right through that snowpack. Instead, it makes more sense to have a low kind of track more from west to east through here, a weaker low. Certainly makes more sense, and that's exactly what the models have trended towards today. So let's get right into it here. I'm going to show you what one of the model forecasts to get you prepared for this wintry mess coming in tomorrow. This is off the NAM computer model. I think it has a pretty good it's shown a pretty good solution here. What I think will happen, we're going to see precipitation begin to break out later tonight. Here we have return flow around this Arctic high across portions of Arkansas through Missouri to western Tennessee. That's where we will see the precipitation break out first, late tonight, early tomorrow morning. It will be in the form of snow and sleet and freezing rain. And here's the problem: we have a lot of warm air coming in. Warm air coming in, but the problem is warm air is much more dense than the cold air at the surface. So what happens is that warm air shoots over that cold surface. So say aloft, it might be temperatures might be, say, 35 degrees, but at the surface it may only be in the mid to upper 20s. And that's exactly what we're going to see tomorrow morning across portions of Arkansas to Tennessee. We have warm air aloft, but that cold, dense air at the surface, it's not moving away. It doesn't like to move away quickly, and that's exactly the setup we have here, and it's going to be causing some major problems tomorrow. Freezing rain will continue to expand across Arkansas through Tennessee throughout the day. If you live in this area, you need to be prepared for potential for some power outages, potential for some tree limbs breaking. If you're under the winter storm warning, of course, that's where you have the best chance for those problems. Road conditions will be extremely hazardous tomorrow, if not almost impossible. You need to be prepared. Certainly have those cell phones charged and be prepared in case you do encounter power outages tomorrow. Just be safe and don't get out unless you absolutely have to. This is going to be a mess tomorrow. But the good news is the system will, as it begins to lift off to the north, these areas that initially see the ice, you guys will eventually go over to rain, cold rain, later Friday night and into Saturday. As the system begins to lift off to the north, you can see sleet and snow and freezing rain expanding here across Kentucky. Tomorrow night, Kentucky is really going to see a nasty mix of precipitation tomorrow night. Travel will be heavily impacted here. Travel really is going to be a mess tomorrow night across this whole area. And into Saturday morning, we see the system continue to shoot off towards the east, and precipitation kind of expands here across the Mid-Atlantic up through portions of Indiana over towards Ohio. We could see a snow band here. Too early to tell how much snow could fall, but there could be at least a few inches here across central Indiana through Ohio and up into the northeast. As we head into later Saturday afternoon, notice that these areas across Kentucky that see that nasty mix of ice and sleet tomorrow night, you guys may get just warm enough. I say just warm enough for plain rain Saturday afternoon, because temperatures will probably warm into about the mid-30s, but we're going to have to watch it very closely because we know how cold the temperatures are right now. It's going to take a while for these surfaces to overcome that very cold air. The surfaces it's going to take longer for those surfaces to warm up than it will, say, the actual temperature. So that's something to keep in mind. But at least as of now, it looks like most of Kentucky may go over to more of a plain cold rain scenario. However, it's something that we have to watch very closely because it's all about the temperatures here. We are off by 1 or 2 degrees. That could make the difference between just plain rain falling versus icing developing. However, I still think that you guys will probably go over to more of a cold rain for most of you that see the ice initially later Friday night and through today on Saturday. Now let's take a look at the Weather Prediction Center here. This is the probabilities for ice, anything greater, a 10th inch or greater throughout the day tomorrow. You can see parts of Tennessee. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this better. Apologize. You can see the freezing rain expanding here tomorrow across Arkansas over through Tennessee, giving Memphis area here a high likelihood for at least a 10th inch or greater. And as we head throughout the day tomorrow, you can see that expanding. Much of Tennessee is in play for this ice tomorrow. It's really going to be a mess on the roads. And this expands northward through Kentucky tomorrow night and into southern Indiana as well for Saturday. So this is really going to be a big mess. You need to be prepared for this, and luckily it does look like temperatures will warm up just enough for this area to go over more to more of a rain solution on Saturday, with freezing rain and sleet and snow pushing a little farther north. So it's something we have to watch very closely. And last thing I want to show you here is the potential amount of moisture with the system. Now this is crucial here because we're talking 2 to 3 inches of rain across Kentucky. Right now we have between 5 and 12 inches of snow on the ground here. You add 2 to 3 inches of moisture on top of all that snow, we could definitely be seeing some flooding problems. Obviously, all the storm drains are clogged right now with snow and ice, so we have to watch this very closely. This could cause some pretty big problems out there. So be sure to stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video forecast. And again, the cold tonight's the big story, but we got to watch the Mid-South tomorrow. The Mid-South tomorrow will become a big mess with ice and sleet setting up, and that will expand north into Kentucky as we head into tomorrow night. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great evening.